Welcome back. You're still tuned into Market Fatafat, a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. And on the technical side, we are now joined by Mr. Sameet Chavan, Head Research, Technical and Derivative at Angel One. Mr. Chavan, afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. And first up, let's talk about DCX Systems. Because the stock is up 11% in an otherwise very weak market environment, and this is on the back of an order win the company informed the exchanges about. So the company informed the exchanges over the weekend that they've won an order worth about 563 crore rupees. This is to manufacture and supply MPR for airborne applications. The company also said that the order book position now stands at 3,000 crore rupees, and this gives revenue visibility for the next 2 to 2.5 years. The book-to-bill currently stands at about 3 times. So on the back of this order that the company has informed the exchanges about, and especially because the order book size now is very huge, the stock is sitting with gains of nearly 12.5% as we speak.
All right, moving on to the next counter that is in focus. Sameet has picked up for us a sale. Steel Authority of India. Tell us what are the levels to watch out for, Sameet? Because as far as these counters, metal counters are concerned, they're seeing a bit of a drawdown, amid the geopolitical tensions and the demand concerns. In fact, today a sale is down almost 7% in the trading session. Do you see further downside to this?
Most of the metal as a commodity has been correcting quite sharply since last few days. So in line with that move, we are seeing a massive correction in Steel Authority today itself. It has managed to challenge its previous breakout point, which is placed somewhere around 140, 144 kind of zone. It coincides with the recent bottoms. This particular stock has tested this important level multiple times in last couple of months. So it is important to see whether this stock managed to hold this level or not. If that doesn't happen, then there's a sacrosanct support level around 138, 140, which is the 200-day simple moving average. And once the stock slides and stays below that, then probably we could see this correction getting extended towards 130 or sub 130 levels as well. So as of now, 144, 140, this is the important support zone to watch out for.
All right, moving on to the next counter that is in focus, and that is RITES, and it's in focus because it has secured a comprehensive maintenance contract worth 105 crore rupees from Research, Designs and Standard Organization, and the contract involves the maintenance of a dedicated test track in the Jodhpur division of Northwestern Railways. Now the stock is giving even though it's a positive news flow, it is giving into the market pressure. In fact, it is at the lowest point of the day, trading with cuts of 4% despite the positive trigger.
Okay, so that's RITES for you. The stock reacting in line with what the market is doing today. But let's also put the spotlight on gold financiers. Both Manappuram and Muthoot Finance, they have been in focus for the last several trading sessions, and the trajectory of decline continues today as well. Both these stocks declining anywhere between 4.5 to 6.5% in trade today, and this is led by the decline in gold prices that we've seen of late. In fact, the spot gold is down 5% in trading session today. It is now trading at $4,270 for 1 ounce in the global market. And remember, with the decline that we have seen of late, it has wiped off all kind of gains that gold had registered for this year so far. Several factors, but the most important one being geopolitical tensions, which is leading to expectations that perhaps Federal Reserve will have to keep interest rates for longer, and that has led to the fall in gold prices, and that, remember, is a negative for both these gold financing companies, and that is the reason we have seen pressure on both these counters accelerate in today's trade.
All right, let's move on to another one. Hindalco, Sameet, again one from the metal pack. Tell us what are the levels for Hindalco.
It's a similar story that we discussed for Steel Authority as well. During the previous sessions, the stock managed to close and give a decisive breakdown below its crucial sacrosanct support level of 900 on a closing basis. This important support was coinciding with the 89-day exponential moving average as well, which has been providing some sort of sheet anchor role since last many months now. In line with this price action, stock saw a massive correction today itself, which is the follow-through selling. And from here on, will not be surprised to see this stock even correcting towards 810, 800, which is the 200-day simple moving average zone for this counter. So overall, till the time the stock does not surpass 900, 920 on a closing basis, it's a kind of sell on rise counter.
All right, sell on rise is what Hindalco is as of now, but let's move on to the next counter. Seagull Infra, that is in focus because Seagull Infra Projects Private Limited, that's a wholly owned subsidiary of Seagull India, has emerged as an as the lowest L1 bidder for tender by the National Highways Authority of India, and the order involves the construction of 6-lane access-controlled spur connectivity starting in Punjab on the hybrid annuity mode. The order size is for 603 crore rupees. And despite the order win, Seagull India is also mirroring the markets, trading with cuts of 2% despite the positive news flow.
Okay, so that's Seagull India for you. Let's also put the spotlight on the aviation sector and Interglobe Aviation in particular. The stock, remember, is down more than 5% in today's trading session, and it is one of the top losers in the Nifty 50 index. One, of course, is the surge in ATF prices that we've seen in the global market. That, coupled with travel disruption in West Asia, is a negative for all of these aviation companies. The stock, as I mentioned, the stock is down nearly 5% in trade today. Goldman Sachs came out with a report where they are maintaining their buy stance in the stock, but they've cut their target price to 5,200 from 6,000 rupees per share earlier. Goldman Sachs says that they're cutting their estimates due to higher fuel prices. That's the aviation turbine fuel prices, which have risen by nearly 85% of late after the West Asia conflict broke out. Middle Eastern traffic weakness is impacting near-term outlook for the company. Market share gains are likely, but net balance sheet position continues to remain a key strength for the company going forward. But despite that, the stock is dealing with pressure. The stock is now down nearly 5% on the back of this brokerage report that Goldman Sachs has come out with, where they've downgraded the stock, and the revised target price now stands at 5,200 from 6,000 earlier.
All right, let's move on to the next counter that Sameet you have picked out for us. You picked out HCL Tech for us. Now, HCL Tech is one of the only counters that is really bucking the trend, the market trend today. In fact, from the IT pack, it's the top gainer, 1.7% gains coming in at HCL Tech. Do you see this positive momentum to continue for HCL?
The IT has already, underperformed significantly over the past few months, and now, in last few days, we are seeing some of the rate-sensitive stocks that are, taking a beating. So IT is clearly now showing some signs of, consolidation. It is acting as a defensive play as well. So surprisingly, IT has been showing some muted movement since last few days in this massive hammering that we have witnessed across the broader market in last couple of weeks' time. So as far as HCL Tech is concerned, 1300, 1320 seems to be a very, rock solid support for this counter. Since it is already oversold, any trigger, any positive trigger movement beyond 1400 would trigger some sort of, pullback move in this counter, and then probably the stock can head towards 1450, 1500 kind of zone. So as of now, we are seeing 1300 as a crucial support, and if any positive sign has to come, this stock needs to surpass 1400 on a closing base.
All right, moving on to the next counter that is in focus, and that is Ashok Leyland, because it has approved an investment of approximately 375 crore in its UK-based subsidiary, Opterapic PLC, and this is going to be through equity in one or more tranches. And on the back of this fresh investment, Ashok Leyland is in focus. That is also succumbing to market pressure with cuts of more than 3.5%.
Okay, so that's Ashok Leyland for you, but that's all the time we have on this edition of the show. Sameet, thanks so much for taking your time out and joining us here on the show. But before we wind down on this edition of the show, here's a quick programming update. And 20 years of telling India's story, Times Now has always put India's agenda first. As we mark 2 decades of deliberation and action, we turn our gaze to the future, to a Viksit Bharat. Leading the charge on charting the roadmap is the Times Now Summit, a definitive leadership platform that brings together the country's most influential leaders, thinkers and change makers, all driven by one goal, shaping India at 100. Join us on the 26th and 27th of March in New Delhi as Times Now leads the national conversation where ideas meet intent and India's future takes shape.